lot of you might remember Milton Butler. Back years ago, he was my grandfather. We were born and raised in the sugar house and in the woods, and there's pictures of him up there on the board. But I think he was a member of the maple producers and one of the founding ones, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure he was one of the founders.
I think he was.
1963, I think it was.
I think so, yeah. So our roots are real deep. In fact, he used to sell supplies to your dad.
Yep.
And we'd run the de-rider in New York State. You know, it didn't have Pennsylvania and New York labels or nothing, but we'd go get the jugs. Larry and I made a good many trips up to de-rider with him. Hard to believe, that's snow country up there. He's just a super guy. I mean, he was, anybody that knew him always remembered him. And I know Terry, they lived just the other side of us. They was always over, well, I think your brother and your dad sold sap to my granddad. So that's kind of our history, is years and years of it. Of course, they sold the farm, and we kind of ended up on the out of that, but we still help a lot.
No, we need that history to carry us into the future. So
Yes, yeah. I mean, people talk about tapping now. They don't have a clue how much snow we used to get. Our south woods over there, across from the church, Butler Hill Baptist Church, we'd go in there and we'd dig. We had pails, and we'd dig down about 3 feet, tap them in, and the horses were gone then, but he had a 2-cylinder John Deere dozer, which couldn't get out of its own way, but it worked, you know. But in the spring, we ended up taking a stepladder to reach the stupid buckets. That's how high up they were. And people can't imagine how much snow we used to get. We used to walk on that, go anywhere we wanted to with hand sleds. It's totally different now, but
I think Grandpa was one of the first to start the pipeline.
yes, he started the pipeline, and it laid out on the ground, and it didn't run very good because you had to have slope, and you had too many of this.
Try to put it back up in the same place next year.
We always took it up, had maps, washed it, cleaned it, put it in boxes, put it up the next year. Oh,
That didn't go very
a lot of work, and then that ain't counting what the mice got, or the squirrels ate in between all that. But it was exciting to do sugaring, I'll tell you. And then he always had buckets, and his milk house would be full. We washed buckets for weeks, seems like. And of course they had to be dried out. You couldn't put them together unless they were dry because they would stick.
Oh, I love it.
2,000 buckets is a lot of buckets. I don't care who you are. But it's the only way to celebrate spring, as far as I'm concerned. Is I always look forward to this time of year. Smell that. I got to go see the neighbors now and just get a taste of it, you know. But that's pretty much.
well, thank you for sharing that. So on behalf of the Potter-Tioga Maple Syrup Producers Association, I'd like to welcome you here. I'd like to welcome Clint as our tapping agent today. So
Stand-in.
No, we'll put you right to work. This is probably the first year that the tapping ceremony has been as close to actual tapping that we've had since it started. So we appreciate you coming out. We have Tim Corrier from the Pennsylvania Maple Producers Association Council that has a few comments from the state level, and we'll put you to work.
Yeah, let's do it.
So again, Garrison, I want to thank
with Potter-Tioga for hosting us, and Patterson's for hosting here on the farm. This has been I know this is a busy time for everybody. At least I hope it's busy for everybody. I'm sure a little cold, give everybody a break to catch up on some things. Secretary Redding, of course, was supposed to be here. He apologizes. I got a call from his secretary or his executive assistant. The avian flu, he just couldn't make it. But he did send me. They sent me some notes that he wanted to go over in regard to some of the studies. And on the tables there, you'll see the coasters with the PA Maple logo on them, and there's a QR code which takes you to the map of all the maple producers in the state if you have put yourself on the map. What was saying somewhere around 200 producers probably across the state. We're only at 68 people on the map. It's good. The map gets about 30 visits per day of people looking for a producer. If you ain't on it, you're not going to get, and that's where the money for that ACER grant that we got last year went to. So that ACER grant, I got some numbers on the campaign performance of that. 30.2 million people looked at it. This was all on social media. 276.6 thousand clicked on it. 3.4 million people went all the way through and watched the entire video. And then from there, 225,000 people went to the page looking to see what it's all about. And then, like I said, over 30 people a day visit the map. And then beyond that, the other grant and thanks again to Sarah for doing all these grants for us, because without her doing them, because if anybody's ever done a grant, it's no fun. Nothing's good about it, and Sarah braves through that. And thank you again for that. Then we got the federal specialty crop grant, which was extra money that wasn't being used, and they came to us and said, Maple, do you want to use it? Because we did so good with the first one and we utilized it properly. So that one was geared towards, because the first was geared towards Harrisburg and more out this end of the state. So that one they geared towards Allegheny County, Erie, and Center counties. And that one got 15.7 million impressions, 142.3 thousand clicks, and 1.3 million people completed all the way through. So what that results in, we don't really know for sure, because there's no way of contacting all them people and said, did you buy a gallon of maple syrup? Did you buy anything? Don't work that way. But we look at the farm show. The farm show this year, last year was a record year. This year we beat that by 27%. We're closing in on 200,000 in sales at the farm show now. So one would think it's working. The biggest thing is we're trying to, when people hear maple syrup, what do they think of? Not Pennsylvania usually. It's Vermont, Quebec. So we're trying to change that. We're trying to, get us more notice, get more notification. The next focus that we're working on right now for the tasting tours, the money's going towards them now, and they're promoting all of our tasting tours. There's going to be, the number right now, and it could be higher, is 12 billboards going up across the state. Same thing, they're going to guide people to each association's websites or Facebook pages to get the information where they can go and get the tasting tour. There's 2 different designs for the billboards. They're really nice. And they're going to do some social media, radio, and television. Again, that's no money out of any of our pockets or out of the council. That's all thanks to grants and stuff that that one's actually PA Preferred's paying for that one. So, yes, please.
The Department of Ag just created Facebook events for each association's tasting tour open house weekends. So if you can jump on theirs, share it, and just start circulating it, it goes pretty fast.
Yeah. And if you control your association's Facebook page, you have to give them access, and there'll be a thing to click to give them access so they can tie in. So, but no, that's all I have. And again, thanks for hosting, and appreciate it. All right. Put that to work.
Let's get this
You
done.
can't come to a sugar place without working.
I know, right? I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out today, and this is a big deal for us in our community to be able to host this and to talk about the importance of this industry and the ripple effect that it has beyond just here, and the hard work that goes into it. I think about the why that so many people, got into this, hundreds of years ago, was to help subsidize, some income. Usually, they're usually doing something else. It's a great thing that they can, make a little extra money on the side, and that's a big deal to see agriculture continue to grow and be able to do the things that they love. And then all of a sudden, they found out they love doing this as well, which is pretty cool. The other thing of the why behind this that I can't help but think about, and I think we need to recognize, is the product that's created and the relationships that happen because of it. I love having breakfast with my kids on a Saturday morning around maple syrup and pancakes or French toast, right? We all do. When you think of what this product does, it actually gathers people together, and you think of the relationships and the conversations that happen around the table with maple syrup right there at the center of it. It is incredible what you're doing. It's not just producing a product to sell. You're actually, I think, the why and behind what we have to think about when we talk about what we're doing is we're actually building relationships, and we're allowing for conversations to happen around a table. And that's where I think real life happens. That's where real relationships happen. That's where you can help somebody through a challenging situation. Those are real issues that we face day to day in our Commonwealth. And the maple industry is helping make that just a little bit easier. So it happens at restaurants, it happens at home, it happens all over the place. So that's a big part of the why what we're doing. It's not just, to try to sell something. I think it's to build relationships. That's what we're doing. So thanks for the opportunity to be a part of this. And I have a lot of really great memories. This is one of my favorite. I hate the mud, but with the mud comes maple syrup, and being able to tap trees and be out there. I can remember as a little kid, boiling hot dogs and sap, and getting a little tiny cup of syrup and enjoying that. And I love taking my kids to be able to do the same thing, because a lot of relationships happen in those places as well. So thanks for the opportunity to be here to be a part of this, and hopefully it's a great season. I mean, it's just like ag, it's just like farming.
Yep.
You never know, right, what the season's going to bring, but let's hope for a great season and get out there and get the work done. So
It's always up to Mother Nature.
Yep,
No
Mother
matter
Nature.
how we plan it.
Yep. So cool. Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and do our ceremonial tapping of the maple tree. When we're done with that, we have a catered meal up at the warehouse for everyone, so everyone stick around for that. Thank you.
All right. I've never run one of these things. Where do you want me to do this?
We wanted you to run the hand drill.
Well, we're going to do both. We're going to do both.
got one bucket.
Where do you want me to tap on this tree?
Where there's not a hole.
Where there's not a hole? Right here. Yep.
Like most of the novices do, just find a hole and drill right
How about right there? Is that good? There we go. Oh yeah. I'm gonna tap this in.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I went on enough of an angle. You coming? Thinking about it. There we go. We're done. Tapped.